I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wigiana. I got your wig, ho.
And diagnosed with a mental illness, bipolar 1.
So for instance, again, in the middle of an episode of either mania or depression, people who are manic will often do things that are really impulsive and really out of character. And so issues of infidelity can come up, for instance, in a patient with mania who's having a sexual partner or sexual partners outside of the relationship in the midst of a manic episode. People will often spend money that they really can't afford to spend in the midst of a manic episode, which you can imagine will cause a lot of strain for them personally, but also in the context of their families. People in the midst of mania often don't appear to be logical, and so they will go to work and will have lots of irritability. And you can imagine again that coworkers are confused, bosses are confused, and especially if they don't understand a lot about the illness, it can affect their work relationships and their ability to maintain their employment. You can imagine that if it's hard to get up out of bed and even go to the supermarket and get your groceries for the day, that it can be very difficult to go to work and get all the things that you need to get done, either in your work life or in your personal life. People will report guilt or sometimes feeling like they're worthless. People will also report that they feel like they're either kind of moving in slow motion, which is known as psychomotor retardation, and occasionally people will report that they actually feel jittery, which is known as psychomotor agitation. In addition, people will report disturbances in their sleep, which are most commonly insomnia. So either difficulty falling asleep, waking up in the middle of the night, or waking up earlier in the morning than one intends to. Occasionally, this can be hypersomnia, though, where people are sleeping, for instance, 10, 12, 13, 14 or more hours per day. Patients with bipolar disorder often are resistant to receiving treatment, especially during a manic episode. And this is really part of the illness in terms of not understanding that one is sick. Bipolar disorder cannot be cured. However, people will often find that they will go periods of time without having any illness or periods of euthymia. It really depends on the individual and how their clinical course goes, as well as finding treatments that work. The mainstay of treatments are mood stabilizers. So these are medications that are used to keep somebody from having, most notably, a manic episode or a depressive episode. Finding the right treatment can sometimes be a little frustrating, and patients really need to hang in there as their doctors try different medications to figure out what works best with their neurobiology. In order to support a loved one who has bipolar disorder, it's really important to realize that this is an illness like any other illness. A lot of times people will think of mental illnesses as being something that's within the control of the individual. And the individual will often think that as well, feeling tremendous guilt when they do have episodes of either mania or depression. And so the first thing is realizing that people don't choose to have bipolar disorder, and they would definitely choose to live with more mental wellness than having this illness. It's really important to be calm, present, and consistent with people with bipolar disorder, as well as supporting them and maintaining their treatment. In the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years, I really see a lot more research being done to try to find treatments that are effective and have less side effects than some of the medications that we have currently available today.
If there was a bipolar 2 or 3 or 4, quite frankly, I would have those.
Really? Wow.
Bipolar, in and of itself, causes your mind to really work opposite. And your mind tricks you into saying, you are normal.
I know there's going to come a time when I probably won't be able to satisfy all your needs. I want you to know that I am okay with you finding what you need elsewhere. I only have 2 rules. One is, don't give me a reason to look for it. Secondly, keep the kids out of it. As long as you'll do that, I'm fine. Now, what really aggravates me through all of this is that I've given her permission, but yet she still chooses to sneak around, chooses to lie, chooses to continually change her story about what's going on and why she's leaving me and this, that, and the other, and actually not even telling me why. What she's told me, she's told me that this guy's her soulmate, I said, well, babe, you can have the best of both worlds. I've said you can see someone, just don't make it public. Be careful and don't involve the kids. Well, she was still sneaking around and thinking I didn't know. I mean, I see the phone records. I pay the phone bills. My name's on the account. I see. And I see the calls at 2 o'clock in the morning and the times when I'm away from home and all those kinds of things. So I knew what was going on. But, she made the choice, I guess, to choose him over me. I do agree that Mia married me for my money and the future that she thought I could provide. Yeah, I absolutely believe her leaving me now is tied to the fact that I don't have access to assets and my funds are limited at this point in time, that she now has access to funds. And this guy that she's seeing, she believes has access to funds. And I think she's leaving me for that reason. She's mentioned that they're going to be buying a house together and doing businesses together and other kinds of things together, which tells me that the interest is based on monetary gain from the relationship. So I absolutely believe that she's leaving me because she sees an upgrade. My desire is to never, ever, ever be associated with her again beyond our co-parenting situation. If we end up getting back together, it would only truly be for some advantage it would give the kids. It wouldn't be for love on my part, because right now I can't trust her. I don't believe what she says. I don't believe that she loves me.
Let me just say this.
Yes.
Mia has been absolutely wonderful. And you may say, why do you say that when this other stuff was happening? First off, whatever's gone on, I forgive her, and she's forgiven me.
Okay.
I fully believe had I gotten control of this manic behavior sooner, Mia would still be with me. I don't think she left me because she wanted to be someplace else. She left me because she couldn't take this anymore.
Excited about therapy? No. We're going through a lot, right?
All the financial issues and the
Yeah.
businesses and stuff, like that's the main
Girl,
focus.
yes. To say the least.
Okay.
I've been perfect, of course.
Well, perfection
of
is impossible
course.
to achieve, so I know that is false.
Of course, he thinks he's so perfect.
I hear some animosity. So I guess we'll start with check-ins with the D word being thrown out.
Yeah. Before this whole crisis, I had actually retained a lawyer to file for divorce.
Where are you both now?
What's the D word? Divorce?
Divorce.
Oh. As far as the D word, that was never my consideration, so you got to ask her. Well, I agree and disagree because I've been asking, what did I do wrong? And the only thing that's been said is I wasn't listening.
We did get to a point where I was ready to divorce you. You know what I mean? So, but I was ready to.
I didn't know that, but okay.
But you did. Well, you didn't know that at the time, but you know that now.
I didn't know it at the time until I saw the receipts from the lawyer that you had been talking to.
I think I said this in our session last time I was here with you. I am committed to Gordon through thick and thin. And so when I seeked counsel for a divorce, it was because I wanted to outweigh all of my options, because I felt like we were in a space where you were really difficult to cohabitate with. There was a moment where you were very combative. You were combative with your kids, you were combative with our partners, you were combative with me, and I'm just like, I've lived my whole childhood, which I had no control over, was combative.
And then during this whole time, were you in touch with Mr. Inc?
So we have kept in touch here and there, but nothing serious. There was only one occasion that we did rekindle the flame.
The kids
he
told
wasn't
me.
even there half the time. He worked
the
in
kids would tell
17
me.
different cities.
They even told me you were
always on the
sleeping with him when
road.
you said you weren't. Jared
No,
Mouse said, I saw
Gordon.
mommy sleeping with
Gordon.
Mr. Inc.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about and your history?
Okay, first he doesn't want to be called. We can start there. His name is Ink.
How long were you guys in a relationship?
I met Mia, I knew Mia about what it was, probably about three and a half years.
And then did y'all break up because the relationship got to be long distance?
Yeah, that would pretty much be it. Because for me, like I said, I wanted to further my career. And just for her, it didn't make sense for her to go backwards. So we stayed in contact, and then, she ended up getting married the first time. And then she ended up getting married again.
Did you guys keep in touch while she had her first marriage?
No. We always been very respectful. Like, we always just kept in touch, like friendship. And then, you know, when social media came around, you follow each other on social media. What we had back then, like when Twitter first came out, you know, maybe Twitter, what you had, Facebook. What's another one? I'm trying to think another one.
MySpace?
I don't think Mia ever had a MySpace, bro. And if she did, I hope I was in the top 8. Yeah.
So take me back to, you guys were in this relationship. Y'all moved to Charlotte together.
Yes.
Then you guys broke up.
Yes.
She got married.
Yes.
Then remarried, and she now is married still to Gordon.
Yes.
Right?
True.
Have you met Gordon?
Yes. We've actually hung out a few times.
Y'all hung out a few times while she and Gordon were married in a happy place?
No. This is post-separation. Like, since they've been separated, I've met him and had conversations with him, and we talked.
I had a prostate cancer. My organs weren't working like they used to. On my 70th birthday, I said, you know, if you find someone that you think you want to start spending time with, I want you to know I'm okay with it.
So you were with G then?
I was.
Yes.
Mia, can I say something about that? And I'm just telling you this full disclosure because I don't know who Gordon is talking to and what Gordon is saying. But one of the things that Gordon did say was that Ink came to your house and was trying to take Jeremiah.
How are you doing? I mean, I know that you and Gordon are going through a split, but how are you guys doing? I couldn't help but notice that you are wearing your ring now.
Yeah, so yes, we are separated, illegally separated, and it's going to take time to get a divorce, but there is someone special that's on the horizon.
There is someone special. Oh, so are you engaged?
I am committed.
Okay, so that is a commitment.
Yes, I'm not available. Yeah, so don't come in my DMs.
All right.
Okay.
What's your reaction?
With this one, she never surprises me. She's amazing. She keeps my life exciting watching her life, and it's amazing.
Is that why you moved
no,
down the street, baby?
I got to get closer to her.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live vicariously.
We can walk to each other's homes.
Now, how does Gordon feel about this?
Gordon's actually, obviously at first he's not so happy because he decided to go public. But, every day gets easier. He's actually dating. So we are really focusing on being good co-parents for our children. It's like the kids are what's really important at this point. And we're good. We're going to be good. And I think that, I think it's important for people to see that we are going to be co-parents. And I think it's going to be great.
Why does Ink think Jeremiah is his son?
Because we had an affair shortly
overlapping.
after. Yeah, there was a little overlapping there.
I love Gordon a lot, and he needs to lean on me. And he is actually leaning on Ink and I.
Oh. So you don't feel like I gave everything?
I feel like you gave a lot, but I don't think you went the last step.
What's the last step?
The last step is just separate and not run to someone else.
Ink is most definitely been a pivotal part. Gordon, when he left one weekend, he left his dirty laundry. And I washed it for him, and Ink did fold it, and we took it to his apartment.
We're trying to work it out. I'm trying to reel him in, and we need to work together as a family. We have these beautiful babies that we're raising, and being a mom is number one for me. And I'm very proud to hold that title of being super mom. And we have happy kids. I want them to stay happy.
Because like you said, you're really focusing on keeping the kids happy, keeping everything as normal as it can be. How is that navigation going between you two right now?
Yeah, so actually it's going well. It is now. And hopefully it stays that way. Okay. And I don't keep the kids away from Gordon. I do want him to be a huge part of their lives. I do want them to remain the kids' hero. That's their dad. And so when I told him, I said, hey, if you don't get with the program, then you're going to put me in a position to where, you're not going to see your kids. So pick a side. And since
So
then,
he got with the program?
He got with the program. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
that's
in
good
business.
to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, I feel a certain way about G. And when G shared with the world that your children had seen you in bed with another man, and the fact that your babies were plastered all over the news.
plaster my babies on the gram. Like their father did. You just sit here and pretend like it's like my fault.
No, darling, I'm not pretending. I'm asking a question because this is concerning to me as well.
And you're sitting here trying to pretend like it's my fault that he did that? No.
But Mia, you didn't protect your kids at all costs. You did. Because if you did, you would not have mixed ink with Gordon.
Why does Ink think Jeremiah is his son?
Because we had an affair shortly after.
overlapping.
Yeah, there was a little overlapping there.
You know how good of a mother you are. I know. You know that. So let anybody tell you different.
Y'all, there's so much going on with Gordon right now. He's in mania. Gordon, can we have a conversation about telling the kids?
I'm not doing it. I've already said several times not being on camera with.
Felt like I missed something.
No, this has nothing to do with you. This is between her and I. I told Mia that I'm not filming with you.
Gordon and Ink kind of got into it. And Gordon, I don't want to cry about it.
When you and I and her are together with the kids, I'm going to be very cordial, have a good time. Without the kids, I'm not interested.
Gordon.
Whether
So
the camera is here,
why are you pushing to be on?
I'm not pushing to do anything. What I'm doing is supporting my lady.
But he was like, you're an adulterer. She had an abortion by you.
When I look at him, I see a person that had adultery with my wife. I also see a person who's trying to separate my family.
No,
that's what I see when I look at him. That's not what she said.
Time out.
That's not what she said.
You guys are already in an inspired situation.
How about when you had an affair with my wife shortly after we got married? She got pregnant and had an abortion because of you.
But Gordon, okay.
Well, no, is that a fact?
This is my first time hearing that.
And we appreciate how open you
love
are,
y'all.
babe. You know, I know it's not easy, you know. But
You doing okay? Yes, I'm good. Thank you, baby.
If I could talk to Mia for a second.
Yes.
Because at GNA, you
Some
shared a lot of
sensitive
personal,
things.
sensitive things with us.
But he was like, you're an adulterer. She had an abortion by you. Before GNA,
Okay.
Gordon and Ink went on a rampage against each other.
What changed in the
In those
24
hours.
So,
But you think Jeremiah's your kid?
you guys,
Yeah, I told you that. Yeah.
listen, Gordon.
No, did you have two
and I
affairs
have
with my
already-
wife at least?
But listen,
Stop.
why?
Did you have 2 affairs with my wife at least?
Understand the circumstances, Gordon, and you and I
Circumstances
talked
doesn't
about
matter.
it.
It
No,
either
it
is or
does
isn't.
matter, Gordon,
Okay.
because you were going through something. I had no idea what you were going through.
Was there
And
adultery committed?
I was willing
Was there
to try
adultery
to
committed?
make it work and
They're not
stand
answering
by
the
your
question.
Why do you make it like he's in a good space if he's not? I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
What Jacqueline is basically saying is she's saying that, for lack of a better word, you're putting up a facade.
I'm like, bro, be mindful of them kids in the room. Like, we don't want them to hear that profanity.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody
And that's
even
the
using
issue that I
profanity.
have because I have sheltered the kids because I don't want children to be privy to us figuring it out. The kids don't even know that you and I are like an item.
I think basically right now, Mia was really trying to be the glue that holds us together, make it work for the kids, make it work for me, and still have your own piece of happiness.
Understandable.
But that's really a little bit irresponsible. We know that that's not feasible.
There's a whole lot of lies with Mia.
We all know Mia's a liar. Mia's been a liar since she came on the show.
And it's difficult to even have a conversation with someone that you know won't stop lying.
I know Mia lies. She embellishes the truth. If you ask her age right now, Mia won't know.
Mia just don't tell the truth.
That's our liar.
What do you make of them talking about you like that? You know, so for the longest I thought it was cute. If your lives are so boring and you're so into what I have going on and it doesn't make sense for you, so I must be lying. I was like, okay, whatever. They just don't get it. You can't really expect people to understand what they've never experienced. But it's getting to a point now where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start inviting some more friends to the table so they can vouch for me because clearly that works out really well. I don't have a reason to lie about anything. Like I'm very authentic, very true, very just... I'm going to give it to you. And I think that that's not necessarily the norm. But then again, there's something normal about me.
Kids and I were trying to have a conversation about our relationship and things like that. So I'm actually glad that you're here now because maybe you can help navigate it. Yeah. Gordon, can we have a conversation about telling the kids?
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
So I was explaining to Jeremiah that just because mommy and daddy are getting a divorce does not mean that we don't love them any less. We're always going to be a family.
When you and I and her are together with the kids, I'm going to be very cordial, have a good time. Without the kids, I'm not interested.
Gordon.
So it goes like this. Mommy and daddy sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
I can't climb trees.
First comes love, then comes marriage. Then comes the baby in the baby carriage.
Okay, so listen.
What do you think your future is with Ink? When you and Gordon are officially divorced, is your plan to immediately get engaged or marry Ink? And would Ink move to DC or would you move to Atlanta?
We are looking to build in Georgia because I feel like it's time. And he, obviously, I'm not going to move into his home because that's a home that he built for his daughter's mother, and it's 6 bedrooms, and I want 7 plus. So,
What's that?
Nothing.
Sometimes in marriage, people grow apart.
In his mind, he still thinks that there is a chance.
Yeah. You're right, it is a problem.
It's a
because this morning, he goes, I think we should get back together and just not be intimate. Do you think Ink would be okay with that?
Mia, no. The only thing that is real to him is the part that he wants to believe, and that's that Mia and him could be something, and it still could be happening. You know what I mean? No, I agree.
But Mia, what if they get to the age when it's time for them to get married? How are they going to view life at that point in time? How are they going to view relationships? And if we don't help them understand what's going on and why, then maybe they'll end up repeating the same cycles I've repeated. Or you've repeated. You've been married twice now and moving on to beyond the number 2 to who knows what.
Ink is not the daddy. Because I don't want to be speaking on that or hearing that. And I'm like, who is the daddy?
So we're going to get a test. Okay. I personally don't think that Jeremiah is Ink's birth father.
You get what you get and you don't get upset.
Okay, all right.
Can I take the cookies out?
Ew. Like JK, but maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's okay because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax. Because I said what I said.